What is up, YouTube? This is Alucard AFK with another MTGO game with commentary. So this was a 3-game matchup, best out of 2. I don't do many of these simply because they take too long usually. But I've been getting a lot of private comments, not comments on the videos, asking to do more matches. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And this black-white control vengeance is really the king of the long game. And there's a lot of mechanics in here, specifically with some cards that I hadn't been using previously, and I really started using these to my advantage. In fact, it's what helped me come back this first game. So let's get right into it. Opening hand, we have a Curse of Death's Hold, an Isolated Chapel, a Ghost Quarter, a Buried Rune. Its sacrifice ability, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. I've been using that quite a bit with just Similac. This time around, I was starting to use it on some other things, like the Wellspring that lets me draw a card. And then I have another land card that lets me sacrifice an artifact, so then I can sacrifice the Wellspring and draw another card, and you can repeat the cycle and draw many cards. Got a Plains, a Terminus, and opening hand, and Swamp. So I'm going to play a Swamp. So he's going to play Evolving Wilds. He's going to sack it and get a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tab, so it's a forest. And we got an Isolated Chapel. So go ahead and play Isolated Chapel. He's going to play a Llanowar Elf. He's going to do a Gixian Probe, which is look at target hand and he draws a card. So he knows exactly what I'm playing. And you can see I really don't have much. He's going to play a Wellspring of his own. When the Wellspring enters the battlefield or is put in the graveyard from battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So we'll go ahead and let him do that. And he revealed the Swamp, so he's got that. And so he played a Caravan Vigil. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Morbid. You may put that card onto the battlefield instead of putting it to your hand if a creature died this turn. That's not the case. We got a Wellspring of our own, which is when the Wellspring enters the battlefield or is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. So we use this quite a bit. This, more than Sorin's Vengeance, more than Sorin Markov, this won the game for us. And you'll see why. So we're going to play a Ghost Quarter. Now, Ghost Quarter can add 1 to the mana pool. It destroy a target land. Its controller may search its library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield. So that's a way for us to switch or to really destroy his fantastic dual lands, which he has none of. So we're going to bring out the Wellspring. We're going to draw a card. And we drew a Lingering Souls. Play the Swamp. And he's going to play a Night Terrors. Target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. Exile that card. I totally need to add this to my black decks. I've been using Distress, which is pretty good. But this card, I just, other than Distress, I hadn't really seen many that do this. So, especially for control decks. So he took away my Curse of Death's Hold, which was a good play because he's got 1/1 creatures that give him mana and things like that. And didn't really have enough for Terminus yet, so it was probably a good play. And he's going to swing in with the Llanowar Elf. We got a Black Sun Zenith. So we'll play Lingering Souls. Play a Plains, and we will flash back Lingering Souls. Go play a Mountain. So he is all over the place. He's got green, black, and red. So he's going to play a Forge Devil. When the Forge Devil enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target creature and 1 damage to you. So he's going to go ahead and get rid of one of my spirit tokens. And he's going to play a, not even going to try to pronounce that, a Beast Tracker. When the Beast Tracker enters the battlefield, you search your library, for a creature with Death Touch, Hexproof, Reach, or Trample and reveal it. Shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. So, if you know anything about the deck he's playing, he's got acidic slimes, which will greatly start reducing my mana pool here. So that's exactly what he gets. We got a Buried Ruin. So this Buried Ruin and Wellspring are the cards that won it for us, believe it or not. So Buried Ruin, you can sacrifice a target artifact from your graveyard, or return target artifact from your graveyard to your hand. So we use that with the Similax, and yes. So I'll play Buried Ruin. We'll swing in with spirit tokens. We are flying. And there comes that acidic slime. So I'll use the acidic slime to go ahead and get rid of one of our isolated chapels. He'll swing in with the Forge Devil and the Beast Tracker. We'll go to 16, he's at 14. Got a Swamp. Go ahead and play Black Sun Zenith. Get rid of the field. We played it for 2 damage to all creatures. He's going to play a Monolith. Add 1 mana pool of any color to your mana pool for 3 colorless. And he's going to play a Goblin Arsonist. We've got a Pristine Talisman. Go ahead and tap that like a boss. Play a Swamp. Got a Swamp. So we're getting mana. I never remember the word. It's not mana deprived for sure. We're mana flooded. That's what we're getting. But you know, that's fine. We've got a ton of high casting cards. So, and he doesn't really seem to be. I mean, every time he brings out creatures, we do a Black Sun Zenith, or we're going to do a Terminus or something. So we'll tap another Pristine Talisman. Got another Swamp. We'll play a Buried Ruin. Tap our Pristine Talisman. Play Divination, so he'll draw 2 cards. So, just to look at what he's got here. He's got Forest, he's got 2 of those, he's got Swamp, he's got 2 of those, he's got an Island, he's got a Plains, and he's got a Mountain. That's all colors. That's crazy. So he's going to play a Huntmaster of the Fells. Whenever this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Huntmaster of the Fells, put a 2/2 green Wolf token onto the battlefield, and you gain 2 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform Huntmaster of the Fells. So he created a Wolf token. We'll go down to 18. We got another Swamp. So we'll go ahead and play the only other card in our hand, which is a Terminus. And clear the battlefield. He'll put all these creatures on the bottom of his library. So he's going to tap some Get an Unburial Rites. And he's going to return that Acidic Slime. And he's going to get rid of my Isolated Chapel. So at that point, that was my bad. And I'm pretty sure I could have done this. Before he destroyed the Isolated Chapel, I could have used Ghost Quarter to destroy target land, and then got a basic land card, which I would have chose a Plains. I clicked through it too quickly and I forgot what Ghost Quarter does. So I lost my Isolated Chapel. That's my bad. So what we did anyway is we did Ghost Quarter. We chose one of our excess swamps, and we will put a Plains on the battlefield. And so he played a Goblin Arsonist. We got a Black Sun Zenith. So we'll go ahead and play Black Sun Zenith. We have tons of removal, so he's going to deal 1 damage with the Goblin Arsonist ability. We'll go to 19. He'll play Divination and draw 2 cards. He'll do Unburial Rites again, and he'll bring an Acidic Slime back. And he'll get rid of my Plains. So let's evaluate at this point. This is a long game. I was bringing Plains back mostly to get Lingering Souls, to kind of get some blockers out there and get some damage in, and then also the Terminus. We've already played 1 Terminus, so we have 1 Plains left for that, so I'm not too worried. Lands to kill, so it's not that big of a deal that we lost that. So this made me laugh out loud. I mean, a lot of people say LOL, and if you ever watch their expression on their face, they don't actually laugh. They're maybe laughing on the inside or chuckling, but they say LOL and they don't actually laugh out loud. So when he plays his Duress, which if you know what Duress does, we were talking about it earlier, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. I have no cards in my hand. It says right there, no cards. So we both actually had a big LOL with that. So I got a Pristine Talisman. I'll go ahead and play it because I got nothing else. And there's the double LOLs in the chat log. And I will have no artifacts in here, so can't do that. So I'll tap both my Pristine Talismans for some life. We'll go back up to 21. It'll remain at 16. So he's got an Acidic Slime out, which is a 2/2 with Death Touch. He's got a Human Scout, which is the Beast Tracker, which is a 2/1. And we have no cards in our hand. And then he's going to pull out an Elixir Mortality. And he'll sing in and swing. He'll sing in with the Acidic Slime. No, he'll swing in. So we'll go to down 19. We got a Sorin Markov. Now, this was probably the most regrettable play that I did with Sorin Markov. I really should have, I'm always telling myself, because for the longest time I came out and immediately did -3 ability, which reduced them down to 10, and then their creatures killed them. So it's like, it's almost like an instant spell that did 6 damage to him, because that's what he'll do. He'll go down to 10, he's at 16, so it would just essentially do 6 damage, and then they would kill him because he would have 1 counter on him. So I bring him out going, okay, so he's got a 2/2 and he's got a 2/1. I'll come out and do the +2 ability and take out his Acidic Slime, So I thought that was a pretty good choice. That way he can't be killed, and the next turn we would do -10 ability. So we go to 23, and did not expect this. So out comes the Oblivion Ring, and you know what he's going for. He's going for that nice new shiny 6 loyalty counter Soren Markov. So I gave him a nice play, and he still stays at 16. And he's going to pull out that Acidic Slime, or a different one rather, and he's going to destroy target land. And he took out my planes. Not too worried about that. Planes, like I said, were just a, it's really for Lingering Souls and Terminus. You know, it'd be nice to pull a Terminus, you know, on a Miracle and get rid of those guys, but got other things to do here. Got an isolated chapel, so we do have planes back now. But we can't do anything still, so let's just tap our Pristine Talismans for some life. Let's gonna play a Huntmaster of the Fells. We know what that guy does. Right now he's a 4/4. And he's got a whiff token. So don't have anything to block. So we'll go down to 19. And then we got a Soren's Vengeance. So it would have been fantastic if Soren Markov had just did his -3 ability and reduced him down to 10, and then we would have played Soren's Vengeance and won this game of this match. But we didn't, and you can't go crying over spilled Markovs. So we will play his Vengeance. Mr. Markov, can we play your Vengeance just this one time? So tap our Pristine Talismans. He'll go to 8, we'll go to 31. Now some people might say that was the game changer right there. Well, I disagree. And because, you know, as long as you have nothing in your hand, and he's got a 2/1, a 2/2, a 4/4, and a 2/2 out there, and this guy can transform into a, yeah, well, he's already transformed. So you are essentially going to lose that life you just gained. So, but he is down to 8, so that was a good move. I mean, that was our only move. But you know, the game could end, you know, be 3 more turns of lands, and he could kill us. So, you know, you never say, "Oh, yay, I won," you know, or anything. So we went ahead and tapped our Pristine Talismans. So it'll go 2 damage to us. We'll be down to 23. And we got a Phyrexian Core. Now, I mentioned before that the Wellsprings won it for us. And the Phyrexian Core is really the other part to that. So I can sacrifice an artifact and gain 1 life. So once this Wellspring came onto the battlefield, he did his job of drawing a card. But when he goes into the graveyard, you can also draw a card. And this is a tapped ability, so it's not like I'm sacrificing the land. So I had not used Phyrexian Core the way I should have been for all the games I've been using it. I really overlooked that ability, especially if I have any Wellsprings on the field. So I could also, with this, I could sacrifice a Similac. And so when he comes onto the battlefield, you draw a basic land card, but when I sack him, he draws a card. So I can draw cards now. I hope that there's 4 in my deck. I do not remember, so. Because really, I have no cards in my hand, so. And really should have done Phyrexian Core right there. So this is when we get a Wellspring, and we'll go ahead and play that. Got a Buried Ruin. Gonna play Buried Ruin. And finally, I go, ooh, Phyrexian Core. There we go. So we pay 1 mana, we sacrifice 1 of the Wellsprings, and we draw a card. And we drew a Similac, which is the other synergy to this deck, so we'll go ahead and play him. And we don't have any plains left, so we can only get a swamp. So we'll go ahead and play that swamp. So we put another wolf token on the field. And he got 2 life. And so let's do some blocking here. And let's get rid of our Similac in that fashion. And we will draw a card. So let's block the Beast Tracker. Don't really want to block the Acidic Slime. And the tokens are just irrelevant. So we drew a card and we got to go for the throat. Nice. So we played a Night Terrors. Target creature reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. So he'll get rid of my Go for the Throat. It's the only card I have in my hand. And we got a Similac. Yay. So we'll go ahead and sack our Wellspring. Draw a card. Got an Isolated Chapel. Go ahead and play that Isolated Chapel out and then play our Similac. And we'll tap our Pristine Talismans, of course, to get some life. And we'll get out our Similac. Put another swamp onto the field. And we'll sack our Buried Ruin and get a Wellspring back. Like I said, this card really won it for us. So we'll go ahead and play that Wellspring. And Super Dan, our opponent, said, "You are a fighter." Yes, we are. Especially in matches. So we brought the Wellspring out. And we got a Terminus. So we can play a Terminus now. Well, not this round, but we do have 2 Isolated Chapels, so and plenty of mana, so next turn we will play it. He's going to play a Nika Bolas, one of my favorite Planeswalkers besides Zoran Markov, of course. A +3 ability. Destroy target non-creature permanent. -2 ability, gain control of target creature. And -9 ability, the Planeswalker does 7 damage to target player. That player discards 7 cards, then sacrifices 7 permanents. So incredible -9 ability. But his +3 and -2 abilities are not to be laughed at either. So he's going to get rid of my Similac. Or he is actually going to gain control of it, because he realized, oh, if I kill this guy, he'll gain a card. He'll draw a card. So he's going to go ahead and take control of that. And he'll swing in with all of these guys besides my Similac. We'll go down to 7. So it's not looking too grim. Not looking too grim. It is looking pretty grim for us. We're at 7, he's at 10. We really don't have much. So we'll just do everything we can. We're going to fight. So we'll go ahead and play a Terminus. Tap our Pristine Talismans to go up to 9. And clear the field like a boss. And then we will go ahead and play our Similac. And we'll go ahead and sack the Wellspring. And he said, do you have 10 of that guy in your deck? He was talking about the Similac, I think. He didn't realize, I guess, Buried Ruin, I could sack and bring an artifact back, and I really shouldn't have told him, because then he started attacking my Buried Ruin. So we got a Black Sun Zenith, so in case he brings out a ton of creatures again, we can get rid of that. And so we will do nothing this round. We're going to get a basic land card, so we'll get a Swamp. going to play a divination and draw 2 cards. And right there in the chat log, I told him Barry Rodin lets me sack to find an artifact. And so he says, I forgot about that. Oh, thank you for telling me. Thank you for giving me insight into your strategies. Good thing I didn't tell him Phyrexian Core sacrifice an artifact, so not that he could already see that. So he's going to play a Despise. Another incredible card. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a creature or a planeswalker from it. That player discards that card. So I need to find this one as well. I really had never seen this one before either. There's tons of black little discarded reveal their hand type thing. Revealed hand. It's awesome card art as well. So he's going to get rid of my Black Sun Zenith. Not that I care right now. Or actually, he... Oh yeah, that's right, he couldn't. That's why I laughed. I forgot. It's only a creature or a planeswalker, so he couldn't get rid of my Black Sun Zenith, but he did remember that I told him about Buried Ruins, so he's going to use his +3 ability and target non-creature permanent, so he's going to get rid of my Buried Ruin. Take another Black Sun Zenith, not that we need it. Soul Sacker Buried Ruin. And yes, we got rid of... What do we get rid of here? I don't even remember. Or play a Wellspring. And we'll use our Phyrexian Core. Or sorry, we'll get a Curse of Death Hold. Oh, that's right, I do a Curse of Death's Hold out there. Then we'll use our Phyrexian Core and get rid of our Wellspring. Draw another card. And we got a Sorin's Vengeance. So that is why I said that the Phyrexian Core and the Wellspring won it for us, because it lets us draw cards. And we got a Sorin's Vengeance doing that way, so... So we'll swing in with our Simlac just to kind of seal the deal. We'll go to 8. And he played a Burial Rites, got an Acidic Slime, which will destroy my Simlac. That was kind of a bad mood in my opinion. I mean, yeah, he's at 8 life and I'm at 13, but it lets me draw a card, so... And we got a Ratchet Bomb. Not that we need it. It could have been as well another Sorin's Vengeance or another Sorin Markov, so... And then he finally catches on to the Phyrexian Core. So he uses his Planeswalker to get rid of my Phyrexian Core. So I say sad face. So he played in Burial Rites and got a tracker back. And we got a Lingering Souls. With all that, never saw a mana leak in there. So we'll go ahead and play Sorin's Vengeance for the win. So he ended a -2 or a 25. The game ended on turn 22. Stay tuned for game 2 in this matchup. And we'll see you there in a second.